Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kop-Ish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Yes, people, we are back. It is Kop-Ish. You know what time it is? It's your boy, Man Like Matt, and it's Drift, and it is the preview time. And it's a massive game, people. Let's be real. It is West Brom versus Liverpool. Now, Burnley versus Liverpool. Sorry, what am I talking about? We beat West Brom, right? With an Alisson Becker header, I think it was. So, yeah, let me just negate that smoothly. But yes, it's Sean Dyche and the Mandem up against Liverpool tomorrow. It's a massive game. Drift, what are you saying, bro?
The closer we get to achieving the goal that we now want, the more nervous I'm getting. I actually felt like the nerves were done. You know, like I thought we had nothing left to play for.
I'm nervous.
And we were gonna like peter out, and we were gonna, you know, kind of like everything was gonna be a formality. And then we went Old Trafford and we did a madness, and now all of a sudden everything is like peak. Actually, no, do you know what? I always give them slander. Yeah. Take cheap shots, but everyone knows why, because all my boys are Arsenal fans. So I can't help take the little cheap shots. But
obviously.
I actually want to give a little credit right now to Arsenal, because we have to be real. If they never put that performance in against Chelsea and take them 3 points off Chelsea, this game would be irrelevant.
That's very true.
We got to be real. If Chelsea had beat Arsenal, we wouldn't have been in a position where the top four was how it is. Or what we would have been doing is we would have been really hoping that Chelsea did a number on them, knock all their goal difference down, and then possibly go. But then Arsenal beat Chelsea before we beat Man U, right? Because of the reschedule. Yeah. Meaning we might have only had motivation knowing the result. You get what I mean?
Very true,
like, we might not have beaten Man U if we'd have known top four was over, because we might not have had as much drive to go and win the game because we would have felt like top four. I don't know, all ifs and buts in it. But what I do know is now I'm feeling the pressure. Like I'm feeling, because you know what? Brom weren't as hard as Burnley's gonna be. And if it wasn't for Alisson's father and the Lord above putting their heart and their hand on Ali and making that great moment, we get a 1-1 draw. I think when you come away from the euphoria of what happened, we struggle to beat West Brom. You know, when you've come back down to earth just a little bit, that you can reflect on the game now and you can think, we needed a miracle header from our goalkeeper to beat West Brom. Yeah. What is going on here?
No, for real, because listen, I was on Zane's stream not too long ago. Shout out Zane. I did a preview of Zane. We was talking about the game, and I said this year, I was like, when you deep it, I know, see, the thing is, we got caught up in the euphoria of Becker's winner, right? And rightly so. He's the first goalkeeper in Premier League history to win a winning goal. Not to score, but to score a winning goal, right? Which is absolutely massive. But we also can't sleep on the fact of we actually did struggle to beat West Brom. It took a miracle from a goalkeeper to win us the game, bro, and to keep our season alive. That's crazy when you actually deep it. And again, it's like, should we have needed that to beat West Brom? No, obviously not. But again, this is football, and these are called iconic moments. This is an iconic moment that will go down forever. So big up Alisson Becker, and as you said, bro, like everything that he went through and is going through this season is absolutely mad. So, do you know what I mean? But there's two things I just want to address in the chat. So firstly, obviously, Callum unfortunately couldn't make it today, but he will be back tomorrow. Don't worry, Callum is all good. It's just that he couldn't make it today. And not only that, I can see people are asking about the merch. People, yes, the merch is coming. I know we said today, but we couldn't do it without Callum, right? So the merch will most likely be launched either tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, the absolute latest. But I can guarantee you guys, the merch will be launched this week. So do not worry. The merch is coming this week, people. So once it's launched, you guys will be the first to know, as you already know. So trust me, we got you on this. We got you.
It didn't feel right. It didn't feel right.
Can't do it without Callum.
If we're gonna officially drop the merch and
Can't do it
reveal
without
the
my man.
special
That's our
edition
brother, innit?
T-shirt,
Yeah,
it couldn't be done without Cal. It couldn't be done
Trust
without
me.
Cal.
So don't worry, people. You see me when I'm doing this. It's not because man's trying to flex the merch and that. I'm just saying. Just saying. Merch is coming. It's on the way. It's in the wings this week. I'm telling you. Can't do it without Cal. Big up Zizi. She says, wouldn't say we struggled, guys. We made good few clear-cut chances, but didn't finish. On another day, Trent and Genie buried their sitters.
That's true.
That is true, actually.
But you know what? Our struggle has been our poor finishing.
Our finishing. That's why it kind of goes hand in hand.
Newcastle, we should have pumped them.
Yeah.
Who was the other team that we played? Who did we play? And we had about 100 chances. Was it Newcastle? There was a game we played in the last month.
It might have been.
We had like 30 shots. It was stupid how many shots we had in the game. But
that's been our Achilles heel this season, has been our finishing from everyone. I'm not singling no one out. I'm talking everybody. It don't matter how many goals people have scored this season. In crucial moments, we have kind of slacked a little bit when it's come to our finishing. So let's just hope, against Burnley, Sean Dyche, Callum's brethren. I hope Callum can speak to my man and just say, listen, you see, tomorrow we need that dub. We just do.
Man, he's in North London, yeah?
Yeah, apparently so. Umar says,
is that where Cal is? Rumor has it it's a birthday special today, but apparently that was a ruse. Man's really in North London, yeah? Okay.
Boy,
okay.
Callum, we've changed agents to get them to lower the fee to 20 million in 4 installments. Listen, wouldn't that be the dream? If Callum is working on that deal,
Kane's going to be so expensive. If it's 20 mil up front and then 20 mil installments, we'll be paying that like a mortgage for like 10 years.
For real, bro. We'll be paying that off for time. Trust me. Brian Sims says, nerves are good, my man. It means we still got something to play for. It didn't look like it a couple of weeks ago. Keep the faith. It's true. Because let's be real, like what you said, yeah? And I know it kind of did rely on Arsenal to kind of take points of Chelsea. But even then, even when Arsenal beat Chelsea, we kind of still felt we were down and out because we kept on saying throughout this whole season, we just haven't been able to capitalize when other people make it a little bit easier for us and take points off teams around us. So you're right, Jiff. You're right, 100%. Ash Q says, Burnley played open against Leeds. They won against us. That's so true.
Yeah, we don't make the comparison between the Leeds-Burnley game and our game.
Yeah.
It won't be like that. It won't be like that. Everybody, when they did that interview with Allardyce and he was all, talking basically like he wanted to ruin Liverpool's party, all the managers now are going to want to do that. And that's what worries me. Hodgson will always hold a grudge against us for getting rid of him. Allardyce is a hater. We all know that.
Of course he is. Massive hater.
And Sean Dyche is the type of man who likes ruining parties. You watch Burnley try and do it all the time.
Yeah, him and
I would have rather, without being disrespectful, teams where they are going to come and play regardless of whatever. Like maybe a Southampton or, a team where, like no matter what the situation is, they'll come to play. There'll be a little bit more. All teams obviously sit back against us, but they won't be like on a park the bus special. Burnley are going to do a park the bus special, bro. And we really got to make sure that if we get an opportunity, we take it. We have to get 2 goals and have that cushion. I don't want none of that 0-0, 1-0, nervy. I don't want that. I don't need that in my life, bro. Like, we got to a point this season, yeah? The last time I was nervous was Real Madrid away. When I felt like we could make a run at the Champions League and we could get a little... When we got that beating at Real Madrid 3-1, my nerves went because I felt like everything was just done. From that moment, it's like, all right, it's done. Like, what's the point anymore? And those nerves are back, but I don't like them. I like them because it means we're playing for something.
Yeah, playing for something.
But I don't like them as in like the way my heart feels. That like I don't like it, bro. Because we ran through the league last year. I kind of forgot what it feels like to get boomy in a game.
Bro, 100%. What it feels like to even, dare I say it, be like contested. Like we actually ran through the league, and dare I say it, there was only a couple of games where we really had to kind of dig deep. But a lot of the games we kind of dealt with teams pretty convincingly. And
we had a couple hairy moments like Villa away and that, but
But still, though, that's what I'm trying to say. There's a couple of moments, but other than that, it was kind of
by Christmas
very convincing.
We were able to relax a lot more, innit, kind of.
100%. Big up Jamie Phillips. He says, "Is Salah the most underrated attacker in world football?" He says, "And is Trent better than Stevie at the same age?" Drift, I'm gonna ask you that still.
Well, we had that conversation about Trent and Stevie, and we got a lot of backlash. So I think I'm gonna kind of sidestep that one.
Yeah.
Trent is unbelievable, though. Unbelievable.
Oh, he's different, bro.
The man. How, you know what? I nearly put a tweet out the other day, but I couldn't be bothered because I felt like if anyone reacted wrong to it, I would be triggered. So I didn't put it out. But I was going to ask why there are even question marks around Trent going to the Euros.
Funny.
Are you actually kidding me?
All right, let's have it. Before we get into the preview, I want to quickly speak about that because, funny enough, on Monday we didn't really talk about that, and that was one of the main things we're supposed to talk about, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we never really touched on it. Now, when I've seen reports, big up Dave Austin as well from The Athletic as well, top reporter. He's saying things like nothing's really changed even in the last couple of weeks or months regarding Trent's position in England. He's saying Trent is still an outsider, and unless something drastic happens, it looks likely that he's going to miss the Euros. Now, from a Liverpool perspective, that's good for us because it means Trent gets to rest and doesn't pick up any injuries and no burnout. But from Trent's perspective, he must be thinking, what is going on? Like, his numbers, even from a defensive standpoint, are still actually very, very good. And from an attacking point, bruv, Trent wipes the floor. So it's like, it doesn't matter what formation England play, in my opinion, whether it's 3-4-3, 3-5-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. Trent should be the starting right back. And if he isn't, I think it's probably Wan-Bissaka? That's probably most likely their first choice.
Wan-Bissaka's not going either. Southgate's got real answers.
Oh, so hold, Wan-Bissaka ain't going either?
Bruv, he's taking Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, and Reece James.
Oh, yes, of course. Do you want to know something? All right, so here's the thing now. Kyle Walker is a given because Kyle Walker could play right-sided centre-back in a back three, which I've seen.
Kyle Walker's a bad boy, isn't it?
Yeah, Kyle Walker's sick. I'm not even debating that, yeah? All right. Reece James. I think Reece James is a very good talent. I think Reece James is a good football player. I think Reece James could do it on both ends. He can attack and he can defend. And actually say, out of all the fullbacks who we've said so far, even Wan-Bissaka, he has the potential to maybe be most complete, but not necessarily the best. So in terms of averages, he will average like a 7 or 6 out of 10 for going both ways, right? But here's the thing, though.
I think Walker's that as well.
No, true. But here's the thing, though. In knockout football, yeah, you do need guys like that, but you also need a guy that's going to put on a clinic. Trent Alexander-Arnold can get you an assist out of nothing. We've seen it for us how many times. If you don't bring him and you bring Kieran Trippier, who Tottenham gave up on because they thought he wasn't good enough anymore. Let's be real. He didn't go Atletico.
He's played all right for Atletico, though. He ain't playing bad.
No, he's not having a bad season, Jeff. I'm not saying that. But compared to the others, I don't think Kieran Trippier is as good as Walker. I don't think he's as good as Trent. And dare I say it, I still think maybe even Reece James might have something potentially over Trippier. I just think Trippier's attacking attributes, set pieces, kind of maybe why he's in that conversation ahead of Reece James. Wan-Bissaka
should be third choice. Trent should be second choice. Walker should be starting. Reece James and Trippier shouldn't be going. I cannot believe that Reece James has had one, like, I don't even know if I would really call it like an outstanding season. Like he's had one, I've arrived kind of season where Chelsea didn't even win anything. And then what? Man's going Euros over Trent, who's been delivering numbers for 3 years.
Yeah.
Part of a team that's won every trophy and been a main part of it. Not a little, like, a side dish, a main part of it.
Yeah.
Don't make me laugh. And Wan-Bissaka defensively is probably the best one out of all of them.
Oh,
Even though
no.
I don't think actually no. Do you know? I take that back. Carl Walker's a better defender than Wan-Bissaka. I just think Wan-Bissaka has got better recovery. No, because there's still a part of me that ain't gonna give him credit for being able to do recovery slide tackles using athleticism when he's been positionally beaten.
No, but
and he's but that's why he looks good. Because if you do a highlight reel of Wan-Bissaka tackles, it's all lovely slide tackles. How'd you get past him in the first place, though? And that, like, if he never had that athleticism, he wouldn't be that good. But I do rate him still. Like, I do rate him. I would take him over Trippier and Reece James, personally.
Yeah, but this is what I was going to say. With Aaron Wan-Bissaka, his position ain't the greatest. And you're right, he does use a lot of recovery to, like, obviously, make those challenges. And you're right, if he doesn't have that athleticism, he can't do it. But at the same time, he's still pretty good on the front foot when he comes up against a one-on-one against any attacker. I feel like anyone that can slow down an attacker or negate that attacker, Wan-Bissaka probably is the best. He probably is in that situation. That's just in a one-on-one. But remember, in football, there's more than one-on-ones because there's teams that are smarter that know that they're going to play. They're going to play around you. Yeah, they're going to play around you. So I get where you're coming from, but I think Wan-Bissaka, in a one-on-one situation, in a defensive standpoint, he probably is the best, though. I will have to give him that, in my opinion.
Mm.
But again, we're talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, who, in my opinion, he's a generational talent. He set numbers that haven't been seen before for years. And
did you watch the highlights of the West Brom game, other than the Alisson? I know everyone fast forward to the Alisson bit. Trent ran that game,
Trent and Thiago were running the show.
And Trent is a right back, bro.
But this is what I'm saying. And
running the game, bro.
But that's our guy. That's our guy, bro. I'm telling you. Trent is just different. He's different. He's just I just feel like
I cannot believe there is an argument whether Trent goes to the Euros. This has to be a Scouse bias or no, you can't nah, man. I can think of quite a few Scousers that never really got picked for England as much as they should have, Maybe we got to look deep. McManaman, Fowler.
But Fowler and McManaman was so underused. I can think of
hey, don't get me started.
So underused.
Carragher. I can think of a lot of Scousers that didn't get anywhere. I think Gerrard is you couldn't deny Gerrard. It was like his level was of a level where you could not deny him, innit?
Even with Gerrard, there was this whole conundrum of, can you play him and Lampard in the middle together, and not even that? Remember, there were a couple of times there was experimenting, Jurgen on the left, then it was Scholes on the left. Remember, before they kind of settled and found
played
Joe
right.
Cole.
Yeah, Gerrard played a bit of a
bro. I'm telling you, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Like, it's crazy when I think about how Liverpool players, in my opinion, have been so badly underused in England, and I think that just goes to show you, like, in my opinion, some of the England managers that we had just don't know how to use some of the special talent that they had at their disposal. It might. Like,
I'll tell you something else, but to not go on a tangent, you lost boy Sancho. He ain't going, and if he's he ain't going to be a starting lineup. If he's this all-worldly talent, would he not be in the England first 11 as like one of their main players?
Well, my argument or rebuttal back to that would be, wouldn't Trent be one of the first names on the team sheet? So is it the manager or is it the players?
Hold on. England could actually have a situation where they're right, because you know what I would do personally? I'd actually play Walker as a centre-back and maybe take Reece or Trippier to have a third.
I would play Walker centre-back as well.
I would probably go Maguire and Walker in a back four, and they're the back two, and I'd play Trent because I think Walker's recovery is very good if Trent was to get caught being up the field. I think Walker's recovery with pace would help with that. And it could actually be Trent and Sancho down England's right-hand side, right? That is a naughty flank, Trent and Sancho down that side.
Sancho doesn't go to the Euros. I have to say it's a crime. I'm sorry. When I think about England's forwards and productivity, Sancho's right up there. He just is. Like, I don't understand why he wouldn't be, in my opinion, one of the first forwards. Obviously, Harry Kane is the guy, but
it depends who you're playing out wide, isn't it? Because if he's going to play Foden left, I get it, because I think Foden is better. But I mean,
Foden is
Foden right, sorry, because he'll play Rashford left, isn't it? But anyway, let's get back to the
probably.
Burnley
But let's
game.
get back into the game. But yeah, for real. Right, we're going to turf more, innit? We know what to expect in this game. It's going to be rugged. They're going to really test us in this game. Jeff, what are your first thoughts here in terms of what do you think we have to do to even beat Burnley? What do we have to do? And I know it's as simple as saying score goals, but
Eat
I
our
think
dinner, bro.
no. But I'm saying, are there specific parameters that we have to meet to even get a result in this game, bro? Because even though Burnley have got nothing to play for, Sean Dyche hates Jurgen Klopp. They don't get along, bro. This man will put 8 at the back. So what do you think we have to do to even to sniff a result in this game, in your opinion?
Ironically, both of our centre backs are actually tall, but they ain't never going to be able to handle the aerial threat if we allow Burnley to do what we know they're going to do, which is pump long balls and cross the ball into the box. Because Reece is like he's very timid.
Yeah, he is.
He's like a deer that's just been born and has only learned to walk half an hour ago. You can tell man's still like, you know what I mean? Man's still not comfortable on his feet yet, bro.
Bambi and that,
No, bro, he worries
Bambi
me, man. He's got no like belief that he should be there. And like when we talk about being cut from that cloth, like when Curtis Jones gets on the pitch, don't forget about the West Brom game because he wasn't good in that game. But in general, when he's on the pitch, he knows he belongs.
Yeah, definitely.
He wants the ball. He's bossing it. He's passing. He's moving. He knows he belongs. But when you look at Reece, Reece is thinking, everyone knows I shouldn't be here. I know I shouldn't be here. And I'm nervous as hell. He don't even need to talk to you, bro. Look at his face, bro. Look at his body language. And he worries the hell out of me, bro. But he did all right in the West Brom game.
He did.
As in, like, I think he coped well enough with how bad he is.
Yeah.
Because you can be bad and you can fold to the point where you're just such a liability. Man might as well just get you off the pitch. At least he never gets that bad to the point where it's like, yo, get him off the pitch because, like, you know what I mean? Like, the foundation is, like, crumbling. I would be very tempted if I was Klopp. And here's the thing. I hope he doesn't because I want Fabinho in midfield. But I know he's tempted, and even I would be tempted, I can't lie, to counter the aerial threat and go for Fabinho and Phillips. Because Fabinho's better in the air than Reece, even though Reece is taller, which is weird. But I think it's down to that will to win the ball. Although what I will say is Fabinho against West Brom was losing every header and he was getting me mad.
This is what
he was getting me mad. I don't know what was going on with Flacco in that game. He was getting me mad against West Brom. But in general, we know that he is good in the air.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, let me get. Because I'm thinking Genie protecting and Fab at the back with Phillips, but I don't know, bruv. I don't know.
Don't give too much away because we're gonna go to start line. So that's how I want you to really think about it. Because I feel like what you're saying is true. But then there's other aspects though that kind of go along with that. Like, so the midfield then is more open. But we'll get into it. So read out a couple of super chats still. Mr. Hismara Buttle says Trent's having his worst season today. I know defenders created more assists or goals. Plus his defensive stats are up there with all of them. This is what I'm saying, man. Trent is being slept on, in my opinion, from a defensive point of view. And it's like Gareth Southgate don't really want to look at nothing. It's kind of mad still. John Conway says, good evening, Matt and Drifty. Jamie Phillips, I did read out your super chat, but if you did say something else and I've missed it, bro, just say it again. But yeah, for me, how I feel like we have to win this game, is we have to match them with the aggression that they're going to bring. Now, when I say that, I don't mean like giving away stupid fouls, but they're going to be really up for it because this is a Sean Dyche side and they always want to spoil a party when it comes to Jurgen Klopp. So we've got to match their intensity. No, this is what I was going to say. We have to match their intensity. Fans are back now. So if we don't match their intensity, we could get overwhelmed. Albeit, though, I will say this, though, a Liverpool Football Club, in my opinion, should never really be overwhelmed by West Brom. And that's just because, in my opinion, we have the better players. So it's a case
All right,
of
let me ask you this, because I was thinking about this yesterday, yeah, and I was kind of deep in like the whole situation with the last two games and everyone getting their home game with their fans, right?
mm,
Tonight, Chelsea are gonna have their fans in.
yeah,
And I think that's going to be a big boost to them, if I'm being honest, against
yeah,
Leicester. And I think
definitely,
they will
definitely.
win the game. I think they
I
will win the
think
game.
so as well. I
I
think so
know
as well.
I know a lot of that is worry because a Leicester win will be better for us. But I think Stamford Bridge full again. Well, not full, but with fans back in, I've got a feeling that they'll win that game. But then I'm thinking Aston Villa is a very intimidating place when they're rocking. Last game of the season for Chelsea is
Yeah,
Villa
yeah,
away.
true.
Could Villa cause an upset by being on it? Because Villa are a good team. It ain't like they're rubbish. They're good enough to beat Chelsea if they're up for it, and their fans will be bouncing. Then I'm thinking, on the flip side, Leicester fans being back in the stadium with them being the winners of the FA Cup for the last game against Tottenham, that will most probably be able to raise them, and they'll probably beat Tottenham because they're going to have that kick of all their fans being there, and they're going to be up for that game, and Tottenham are in the mud at the moment. We know that, yeah? Harry Kane might not even want to play in that game. We don't want to ruin his mood. Like, we got to keep it real, bro. Tottenham are probably going to get worked by Leicester. What we need to know then, can we overcome what Burnley are going to do with their... Like, we've got to... because we know with the Anfield man then back behind us against Crystal Palace, we will have that advantage on the last game,
definitely.
We've got to overcome Burnley having their man back in the stadium. And all season, I've been telling people how much I don't care about no one else, how much we have been affected by the empty crowd, yeah? And I've got loads of stick, even off you lot. Nah, Drift, that can't be an excuse. That's some idiot thing, rare. Bro, if you look at the FA Cup final as an example, yeah? And after that game, all the people that they interviewed, all the players they interviewed were like, I've never felt like this. Like, I remember, because Leicester weren't allowed fans because they were even that couple times fans were allowed in, Leicester weren't allowed them because they're on lockdown more than everyone else, remember? It's the first time in, I think it was 15 months, Leicester have played in front of their fans. And bruv, they showed it. And afterwards, all of them were like, I've never felt that energy. It was amazing. This is what football's like. It made me realize football's not real without it. Rare. And it made me realize even more that my thing about Anfield and losing 6 games in a row, that was the empty crowd. We don't lose 6 games in a row at Anfield with a full stadium. Are you crazy,
I know.
So this fans coming back is going to be a major key to the last 2 games. I think people have really underestimated just how much that is an issue, bruv. So I'm worried about going to Burnley and they've got their 10, 20,000 fans ramming out that thing and they're all buzzing and bouncing. Burnley ain't going to want to lose their last home game. Like, I know the game don't mean nothing, but they ain't got nothing else but to please their... Like, bruv, I'm not going to lie. We got a hell of a game on our hands tomorrow, you know?
Well, of course, this is a
we got a hell of a game on our hands tomorrow, bro.
If we don't win this game, it's done, innit? Like, we
got to get the 3 points.
Like, we have to do this tomorrow. Like, if we don't...
Hold on, only 3,000 fans? I thought it was 10,000.
I thought it was 10,000 as well.
I thought we were allowed 10,000 fans. Is it only 3,000? Well, you know what? 3,000 fans when you ain't hardly had any, it's going to feel like you've got a whole crowd.
It's going to feel like 30,000 when you've had nothing.
Oh, 10K for us, it's only 3,000. Oh, okay, they've got a smaller stadium. That makes sense.
I get you.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, but 3,000 fans in a small Burnley stadium is going to feel like a lot, though.
It's true, bruv, because Turf Moor is like the Lions den, fam. Like some gladiator settings. It's no joke. Musa LFC 21 says France just called back Benzema back into the squad. That is massive because Benzema has been missing from the France squad, obviously due to political reasons, for time since he got involved in that whole thing with
bygones. You got to let bygones be bygones.
Black man and all them thing there.
To hold grudges.
Reportedly, by the way, before Benzema and his lawyers try to come for me, so I'm saying reportedly.
Well, think about it. All that talent that they have, and they've got stupid talent in that squad. But they still don't have a striker better than Benzema. Why would you not take him after all this time? Like, he apologized, went through the thing. So bygones be bygones thing, innit?
No, 100%.
what he allegedly did was bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Deep. No, it was deep. I can't even lie. It was deep.
It was. But everybody deserves a second chance, innit? And he got punished for what? 4 years, I think.
Yeah,
like
might have been longer than that. But he's been missing from like 2013, 2014 or something like that. Benzema.
And let me ask you this, yeah. And I know I don't want to always bring it back to racism, but was what he did worse than being racist? Because racists only get a 10-game ban, brother. And
That's true. Back. No, that's true. I won't go into detail, but allegedly,
I'll be honest with you, yeah. I'll put my neck on the line because I think racism is the worst thing on the planet. Bribery is not worse than racism.
No, that is true.
It is a really, really bad thing.
That is true.
But bro,
I agree.
If you put it on the scale of life, it ain't worse than racism, bro.
No, but that's why I say it's political, because that was all to do with the manager, who I think is it still Deschamps? Is it Deschamps, isn't it?
No, remember, it was Benzema's friend, and so people think he was involved.
No, but it was a whole it was kind of mad still, because basically
it was fucked up. It was a real messed up
It was
situation.
Benzema and Ribery that were apparently done the thing in it, that they set up that wall. They mess around with Valbuena and all that alleged blackmail in there.
It was mess.
But I don't want to go to.
But I don't think it's worse than racism. So if you only get a 10-game ban for racism,
it's not.
Then you can't really moan that Benzema's back. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're right.
He's been exiled for like 4 or 6 years.
But he's been exiled for time that I forgot that he was even available. Like it got that to that point. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Harry says, what's even worse, only Kyle Walker and Trent has won more than 1 major trophies, and Trent has been in 2 Champions League finals. That is so true. Zizi says, guys, do you think top 4 this season is a bigger achievement than winning the league last season? Also, thoughts on us opting not to sign Kabak?
I get why people might think that the achievement will feel big because of the circumstance and the adversity we've gone through. But I don't think anything will ever top winning the Premier League for the first time in 30 years.
I agree.
Yeah.
Winning the Premier League is...
Do you know the only reason why people aren't looking at the Premier League victory maybe as high as we should, even though we do hold it in high regard?
We didn't
because
celebrate.
We're used to drama.
We didn't even celebrate.
If I go and tell you, let me just quickly run through this real quick. League Cup final went to penalties. Alaves went to extra time. FA Cup, Michael Owen double masterclass in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Istanbul, that don't even need to be explained. Yeah. FA Cup final against West Ham. Stevie Gerrard 40-yarder in the last minutes to take that game to penalties.
Yeah.
When you deep it, even the Barcelona mad thing from 18-19, the drama that we bring is always what you remember.
There's always some there's always
a moment you remember of why that was the most iconic thing. Whereas when you look back at the league after Christmas, we was doing breaststroke and backstroke, bruv.
It was a wrap. After Christmas, it was a wrap, bruv. It was practically done. Like that, and again, like people are like, I remember when people come from me in Canada, like, you guys have been a bit too bossy, and I was like,
I think you were, because I was worried because we're Liverpool. But looking back on it, it was a breeze. Like we walked it.
Bro.
But because if we'd have had an Aguero moment, where Jordan Henderson or Mo Salah packed one in the top corner with 1 minute to go in a game we needed to win the game to win the league, the euphoria would have meant we'd be on cloud 9 all now.
Yeah, true.
We would be on cloud 9 right now. Do you get what I mean? And I feel like that might be one of the little things why winning the league, even though it felt amazing, doesn't have that moment during the campaign that you truly look at that moment and go, that was the moment we won the league. Because when you think about it, people will go to the Man United game when we won 2-0 and Mo Salah packed the winning goal and took his shirt off. But at that point, we were about 15 points clear already. It weren't like that was the game when we went into the league.
We was already clear, bro. We was already clear.
You know what I mean?
Different. Yeah. It's different. And not even that, to add to that, the celebrations, like, we didn't get to go to no Anfield, no parade, nothing.
You know what?
That takes away
no parade,
much.
the trophy lift. Yeah, everything about it means that we don't feel
takes
that.
Too much away from it.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, you don't feel it. But no, do you know what? All right, let's talk about starting lineup. So, Goalkeeper picks himself. We know that's Ali, and Ali will probably never be dropped ever again, like ever, unless there's an injury. So Ali's in goal. Are we saying
he wouldn't have been dropped anyway, would he?
No, I'm just saying Ali picks himself. I'm just saying in future, because of what he's done, I'll be so surprised if I ever see that Ali was ever dropped, like ever. No matter if he was to make a mistake or whatever. I'm just saying.
That Mark's got a point. When Sadio Mane took a boot in the face, to cut you, Matt, and got that winning header against Villa, maybe that can be looked at as a moment for real, because we were losing about 3 minutes before. Then Robbo got the equaliser, then Mane got the winner. That was a big moment. Yeah, that was. But it don't feel as euphoric because it was only like a third of the way into the season, weren't it? Like it weren't at the back end. It was like at the
it weren't back end. It weren't back end. It weren't back end. They weren't back end. Oh yeah. To go back to the question as well that was asked as well about Kabak, yeah. What's your thoughts on Kabak potentially not being signed? Because there's a lot of reports coming out today that's saying we are not.
I just feel bad for him, but I've been told I've got to get rid of the sentiment. He's not good enough to play for Liverpool. He's not crap, but he's not good enough, if that makes sense. Because if we're being honest, Phillips ain't good enough. But we love him. He's an academy boy. He's not like we have to buy him, and he's doing his job. But he ain't good enough either. If I told you next season Phillips had to play 38 games, you'd be livid. So Kabak, I just feel it for him. He's a Liverpool player. He got a dream move a Liverpool fan. He got a dream move at 20 years old to a club he supported his whole life, and it hasn't worked out for him. He might end up, maybe not as bad as a Karius, but certain times, if you get that knock in your career, it can really, your manhood, you know what I mean? And your thing is being tested now, and will he come back or not? So I feel it for him. I can't take emotion out of football. Being told you're not being kept when you've just got your dream move, I feel it for him, man, I do. And if we'd have kept him as a fifth choice, I'd have been all right with it, because I do think he's good. I just don't think he's good enough. You get what I mean? But like fourth or fifth choice, he would have been all right. I wouldn't have had a problem with him being our fourth. If we let him go, but we don't get another player, if we are getting Konate though, I will very much question what's going on here, because I had a feeling we might keep Kabak, get Konate, and at least we got 5 centre backs. It'll be Nat. From what I'm hearing. Yeah, but I think Matip's gonna go, bro.
Well, all right.
He's got to, man. I know the guy's quality, but we can't have this guy who plays 2 games, misses 8. Plays 1 game, misses 10. Now this Matip thing's a joke now. It's got to come to an end now, bro.
Well, again, these are just alleged reports, innit? But reports are to believe that Liverpool potentially are not looking to sign him, and they've been very happy with Nat Phillips' contributions this season. Hence why they'd want to keep
FSG, innit?
Yeah, very much is, bro. So it don't matter. It could have been Varane, it could have been Botman. They still would have been like, no, but Nat Phillips has been the guy, so we're going to keep him. Listen. I kind of don't disagree, though, in a weird way with FSG if they were to do that. If I said to you next season, Virgil van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, Konate, Nat Phillips, that's probably looking likely. What do you think? Good enough or not good enough?
Sorry, say that again. I thought he was making a statement. He was asking
No. So these are the defenders that for next season that we are reportedly will have in the squad rotation. Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, Nat Phillips, and Konate. Is that good enough?
No, because we know that we don't know how Gomez will come back. Bless him, I hope he does. And he's going to have to find form again, and he could get another injury, because if history tells you anything, he gets injured regularly. Van Dijk, I beg you, he comes back okay. Bless him. We don't know if he's going to come back, and we can't put pressure on him like that. Konate is coming off of a major injury that made him miss a year's football, and we've got to be delicate with him. Matip is made of crisps, and Phillips ain't good enough. Bro, I actually don't like our backline at all for the injury reasons.
As I was going to say, there's too many injuries.
Petrified for injury reasons, bro. And for that reason, I think keeping Kabak would actually make sense. But if not, if you're letting Kabak go back, bro, they have to go and be looking at like a Ben White, or there better be like a Nathan Ake equivalent player that we're going to get with Konate, meaning we might be all right if we get a couple of injuries. Anyhow, they're going to do that. Yeah, Phillips can just play 38 games. Yeah, we'll be all right. Nah, bro.
They just might, you know. They
It's
just
so
might. But
FSG, bro. Like,
no, it is.
you know. So I think someone just said it. We should be getting Kanate and Botman. That's how we should be moving. We
Bro,
should be
I've
like, do you
been
know what? Not one
screaming
or two.
Botman for
We
time,
get
bro.
both.
I want Botman bad. I think Botman's serious. And again, reports are to believe that Man United are now looking at him. So again, if he goes somewhere else to a major rival and he starts to ball out, then we only got ourselves to blame, really. Was it Timmy Olatunde? Was it Olatunde? Yeah, sorry, Timmy Olatunde. Apologies if I've butchered that. I hope I got it right. Now, guys, Matip on Nat will get sold. Do I agree with that? Matip on Nat will be sold. You might have a point there. One of them could be sold potentially. You could be right. It's hard to say. Do you know what it is? We're only going to be able to judge it when we see. We're only able to judge it when we see the players. Like if Kanate comes in, I already know one defender's gone, so that I would say that's Kabak. But then they might keep Matip and Nat and say him and Nat, Gomez and Virgil. I don't know. And Kanate, that's 5. They might.
I don't like the idea of all of those players being injury prone.
Yeah,
including Gomez and Van Dijk, possibly after coming back.
The only one that's
coming back, bro,
not had any big injuries is Nat Phillips.
It's Nat Phillips, bro. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I don't like the idea of that at all, man.
It is kind of mad. But no, back to the starting lineup though. So we're saying Trent and Robert obviously fullbacks. Is that what you're going with, Drift? Yeah. Centre backs. This is where it gets tricky. Sorry. So I'm gonna say Nat Phillips is obviously gonna be starting. But who do you think starts with him, Drift? Or who would you like to see him start? Who would you like to see start the Phillips at the back?
I think based on making the mistake earlier in the season and then looking like he's not gonna do it again, I think he will go with Reece. I think West Brom are just as much of a threat in the air as Burnley, and he went with Reece. So I think he'll stick with Reece.
Yeah, I think he's going to go Reece as well. I feel like right now, he's probably thinking we've had our best run of results in our last 6 to 7 games. There's no point tinkering with it now, and let's just try and go over a winning formula. That's what I'm thinking. Ben Davies, shout out Ben Davies, is always with us. Ben Davies. Obviously, you saw man on an advert and that, but Ben Davies does like to kind of chip in on coffee streams and that. He's saying, forgot about me, lads. And Mr. Here's my rebuttal says, Klopp said we already got our first transfer, VVD. Boy!
By the way, just to counteract a few, what do you call it? A few people have said that I would take Harry Kane over Danny Ings if Danny Ings is fully fit. So I'm contradicting myself, saying I would get rid of Matip because he's injury prone. The difference is I don't think Harry Kane is actually that injury prone based on the fact that the least games he's played in the Premier League in the season is 30. For me, that's not injury prone. That means he does get injuries, but he's not injury prone. And in those 30 games, he always gets over 20 goals. Matip, if you go and check the tape, there are seasons where Matip's only played like 11 games or 8 games. Like if you actually go and look at his appearances, it's actually really bad. It is bad. Like it is really bad, bro. Like to the point where we've just got to draw the line under Matip now. I love the guy as a defender, but we got to draw the line under him, man. We have.
I hear you. We'll quickly read this before we go into midfield. Ishan Kantaria says, which combo would you prefer, Mbappe, Kane, and Jota, or Salah, Mane, and Jota?
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like the way that makes me have to do something I don't want to do. So I'm gonna sidestep that one back and leave.
Well, he's just asking a question. Bro.
Yeah, and only one of us needs to answer it, bro.
But he's just saying a combo in it. Like, do you prefer? Like,
do your thing, bro. Which
when you go KFC, do you prefer the bargain bucket? Yeah, or do you prefer
I'm a fully loaded.
Do you prefer the fully loaded or mighty bucket for one? That's all man's asking, you know.
I'm a fully loaded man. You get a much better variety. And
so which one is fully loaded out of Mbappe, Kane, and Jota, or Salah, Mane?
He tried it.
Which one's fully? I'm asking a question, innit?
Brother. I ain't got the answers, way.
I
ain't got the answers.
What Drew's trying to say is he will go Mbappe, Kane, and Jota.
I ain't got the answers.
If he says that, is that's what I think. Just thinking it. So he don't want to say. He don't want to say. But anyway, we're moving to midfield now, Drift. Is it going to be the same midfield against that we played against West Brom? So that'll be Fabinho, Thiago, and Curtis Jones. or do you
Yeah.
think he might? If
I'm being completely honest with you, bro, I actually think he'll play the exact same team.
Whoa, you just killed the whole lineup because that's exactly what I think as well.
I just thought there's no point in me just going, yeah.
No, it's true. It's true. All right.
I think he'll go with the exact same team, bro.
All right,
we got the momentum. That team have got the passion and I think he'll go with the same lineup.
Fair play. Mrs. Marabato says Sepp, Wilson, Grush, Elliott, Minamino, new signings. I really don't think we're signing anyone next season because we only spent 26 million last season. Yeah, but those players that you just mentioned, I hear what you're saying. I really don't think we're signing because of that. No, I think we will sign players. All those players you just mentioned. The only person I can see staying out of all of them, like for definitively, is Elliott. He's for me the only one. All the others,
all the others will either go on loan or they'll leave. 100%. Yeah, but Elliott will be in our first team next year.
100%. Ed says he might bring in Genie for Curtis. Do you know what? All right, let's. What would you? All right, I know you said you think he's gonna play the same team against West Brom, or the same team that played against West Brom. But do you think that's a mistake, or do you think he should actually revert back to Genie? I'm asking what you would do. Would you change?
No, I liked it, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, I like the fact that when Genie came on with 20 minutes to go, he came on with that energy that the game needed. And it made me realize that if we had, say, the likes of Firmino and Wijnaldum on our bench for next year, we would have players on the bench that can actually affect the game when they come on and not just come on for the sake of a substitution like Ox, unfortunately. I like that when Genie came on with them 20 minutes, he came on with instructions that Klopp had given him that were clearly more attack-minded than he normally is. And Genie came on and brought an actual breath of fresh air into the midfield for that last 15 minutes. He did. He got the ball. He ran with it. He was moving forward. We got a bit more thing. And he even actually created a chance and nearly scored a chance himself. And I feel like maybe Genie had been on the field maybe 20 minutes longer and was a bit more in the game, may have took that chance better. Because that was a very Holland-like chance. For Holland, he buries them every game. Like that chance he missed when he just went past the post. For Holland, he's putting that in the top bins and he does it on a regular basis. I like what he did when he came on. I would prefer to start Jones, and Jones will have a better game. I don't think Jones will play that bad again. And then we got Genie on the bench to come on with 20 minutes to go. If we need to either solidify or go attacking, because Genie can do both. We got quite a few players in our team where get you a man who can do both, and that's what I like about our team. In you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mane,
fair play,
defend. Wijnaldum, attack, defend. Goalkeeper, save and score goals. Fabinho, defend and hold it down the midfield. But we got loads of players who can do both, bro. I like it.
No, it's true. Gary84, big up yourself. He says, big up guys, loving the hoodie, Matt. Gary, if you just tuned in as well, the merch will be launching this week. This is what I will say to everyone in the chat that may potentially just join. There's 400 and over 400 of you in the chat. Press that like button. Come on now, people. The merch is launching this week. Guys. We're playing, obviously, Burnley tomorrow. Massive game. Smash the like, people. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this thing. All right, then. So, in terms of the lineup, we think he's going to be the same. Hold on. I've got something for you, Drift. Mr. Here's My Bottle says, Kelleher has been loaned out, apparently. Part life for the eye emojis, Drift. What are you saying to that? If that is true. If that is true, brother. If that's true.
I think enough.
Man was like,
I think enough said about that, the better, man.
Man ain't got
if
no
Liverpool
energy.
make me have to watch Adrian be the backup goalie for 3 years in a row, our priorities are all wrong.
Of course they are. Bro, let me be real.
Our priorities are all wrong.
Really and truly, I think we were linked with, is it Tom Heaton?
No, he's going Man United, apparently.
He's going Man United, but we were linked with him. And that's the type of goalkeeper we should be going for if Adrian does leave, because I still think Kelleher. Hold on. All right. You know what, yeah? I just want to say so. Big up Ben Davies, yeah? Because Ben Davies, yeah, he may not be playing much football, people, but listen, as you can see, he's no hologram in Kopish. So big up Ben Davies. Drifty and Matt, could you send a care package down to the basement of merch?
We'll have to get a glow in the dark t-shirt made for you, brother, but we'll try and get that done.
Trust me. And there's one other thing I wanted to share from Ben Davis. I think it's this one here. He goes, Matt, could you send me, Nabi, and Simicast and Hoodie to the basement? We're not even allowed clothes down here. It's costing the club too much money. You know what?
We said, man sitting in the corner in boxer shorts and he's only got one pair. So if he needs to wash them, everyone's just got to turn around while he wrings it out. Yeah, is that what man said?
Boxer shorts and a string vest.
And then man has to put back on wet, soggy boxes and hope that his body dries them, bro.
All right, big up Ben Davis. You're a real one, G. I know you might not play no games, G. This is the real Ben Davis people. Man ain't even playing out here, you know. We got we got Ben Davis in the chat, people. But now, Drift, again, before we even leave as well, I just want to say as well, like, this game, I can't stress how much this game is.
Bare basement hand-me-downs.
Hey, Ben, be careful, you know, because I don't want Jurgen to be coming up, man, because he saw you in the chat and you ain't doing the thing in training. That's what I'm saying.
I wonder if there's a gap in the door or the floor to slide the food in. Probably the floor, because I've got an image of that. You know, when the tray slides along the concrete, I've got that noise in my head, like.
And have the merch on there.
No, first of all, they send a little slip through and it says merch or food, and you got to tick which one you want. You can't have both.
Oi, big up Ben Davis. Mr. Ismail Bot says, how we moving when FSG say we got bills to pay? That is very true, but let's be real though. As a football club, it will be silly of you though to be like, yeah, we're gonna be spending and just be doing this all day. Like, so I get what you mean, because I don't think FSG are lying, but I also feel like they don't want to say too much because, again, if Liverpool are trying to get a player of certain value and they feel like they can get him, and they want to still do this whole payment plan thing, they still have to be quite even about that, because they just know that if we start saying, yeah, we've got bare P's and whatever, teams just start charging us stupid money. So we have to be careful. True. We have to be smart about it. So I get what you're saying. Someone says, oh, sorry, not someone says, my apologies. The thing didn't come up. It come blank on my screen, don't know why. AAOM says LFC, Kop-Ish, everything else in that order. Oi, big up yourself. Big up AA. But yeah, before we go, Drift, yeah, as I was saying, yeah, this game here can't be underestimated because I think people think, wanna run, wanna roll, like Burnley are hard, but we should beat them. I kind of half feel like that, but at the same time, I'm mad nervous, bro. Like mad nervous because it's do or die, innit? Like real talk, bro. If we don't get the dub tomorrow, like you know how we're gonna feel depressed how we felt when we lost 6 games at Anfield. Like real talk, we're gonna start feeling hurt and start feeling sorry for ourselves and going on Twitter saying random things and people coming at us. I don't want to go through that, fam. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't want to go through that.
Hold on. Mad thing. First of all, Mr. Here's my rebuttal. Big up yourself again. Motion emotion because he's leaving. Bro, I feel like it's the opposite. I think the emotion he's showing is the passion of how much he loves the club. I feel like anyone who doubted him, I feel like what he's been doing now is actually the opposite. And A-Spec hit, hey, Man U drew with Fulham. What?
A-Spec Limited said, bigger itself said, Man U drawn, obviously drawn, meaning Leicester can finish second. Hopefully they can go full here tonight and beat Chelsea.
If there's ever motivation,
Fulham.
Hey,
I mean, we lost against Fulham, didn't we not? Like we did
And apparently, even though Cavani's goal was a wonder strike, apparently it was offside or something.
I didn't see the offside, but I just know that his goal was absolutely fake.
Yeah. I just saw the bit when it went behind the over the goalkeeper. Beautiful volley.
It was dumb. It was dumb.
Come on, Leicester. I've got a feeling Chelsea are going to win the game 2-0.
I think Chelsea will win.
Come on, Leicester, man. Come on. Even a draw is still beneficial for us. A Chelsea win is the only one that kind of makes it get a bit sticky, icky. Do you get what I mean? If it's a draw or Leicester win, then it's better for us. So.
No, that is true. That is true. Before we go, though, I will say this, though. Make sure you tune in to the show tomorrow. Obviously, We're going to be live. And in fact, as well, we're going to be live before the game on Instagram. Yeah.
Yep.
Remember that as well. I think the game, what time are we kicking off, Drift? Can you remember the exact time? Is it
8:15 kickoff? It's 8:15
so we'll be
kickoff,
live,
so we'll be
at
live from 8. Yeah.
8 on Instagram, and then we'll be live again at halftime on Instagram as well. And then obviously at full time, we'll be back here on YouTube, and Cal will be with us, and hopefully we'll be celebrating a dub, because this game, again, like, we just got to do this. But before we go, Ian Francis, my guy, he just said to me, score predictions. Now, Drift, you're on board with this now, because the season kind of just went away from us and you just jumped on board, fam. So what are you saying?
One 0 Liverpool.
Chee! Just actually being positive. Oh my days. Hold on, say it again.
1-0 Liverpool.
No. Bruv, you got to say it louder for the people, bruv. We might have to drop the beat.
I'm not saying it 3 times, Candy, man.
I'm going to drop the beat, though. You know why? Bruv, you actually said Liverpool going to win a game. You know, all the games we've done predictions, you said we're either going to draw or lose. All right, I'm dropping the beat right now. I don't care. That is mad, people. You've heard Drifty say we are going to win tomorrow. All right, what should we get battered? 9-0. Bro, I beg you. I beg. What you're saying right now, the positive. Bro, I'm so glad you're joining me with this positivity. Want to know why? It's going to be a tough game, and I'm saying 2-1. I think we'll scrape it, and I generally do think it's going to be up to the 80th minute where we have to do something mad. I generally do. I'm not basing this on on the other day's result with Becca in terms of it's going to be a replica, but I just know that Burnley are going to make it so hard for us. They're going to.
It's the most nervous I've been this season.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie. Heart
is
beating in that. Like, it's crazy. But I do generally think we'll do it. And I do generally think, as I said before, we'll do the business. But there you go, people. I said before, I'm going to say it one more time as well. The merch will be releasing this week, people, this week. So stay tuned. You never know. It might get released tomorrow. It might get released Thursday. Furthermore, it might even get released Friday during the viewer show, innit? Like the, you know what I'm saying? The Kopish calling show. So you never know. You never know. You never know. But people, as I said before, like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy, man, like Matt. Drift. We out of here, people.
Peace.
Easy. We move.